Tiny's Garden. Welcome back. Today is an exciting day. We are going to get these Snapdragons right here, looking gorgeous, into my cut flower garden. I am going to try and do some other flowers too, but I want to really focus on these and get them in. So my single stemmed ones, which would be something like this, are going to go in the back because I did not pinch these, so they'll be taller, can get up to 60 inches tall. And then the ones I did pinch, which would be the ones like these, where you can see multiple different branches starting to form, will go farther in front because they will be shorter, but will get wider with all those branches. So I'm going to throw some more compost on. I did amend the soil about 3 to 4 weeks ago with compost. I put about 2 inches on top, but I'm going to do just a little bit more to make sure that soil is really rich because this is my first year in that cut flower garden and I want it to be nice and nutritious for these plants. So we're going to do that first and then we'll start getting them in. Let's do it.
The compost I'm using is 100% cotton burr compost, recommended by my local garden center for my cut flower garden. With my co-pilot diesel, I simply open up the bag and dump all of the compost out onto the flower bed. Diesel often likes to snooze on the job. Next, I come in with a long gardening rake, evenly spreading the compost throughout the bed, navigating around my bulldog. Lastly, I go in with my tiller to really integrate everything together.
Who knew soil could be so beautiful? Look at that! No big lumps. Falls apart in my hand. Nice, rich, and nutritious soil. I'm so happy with that.
I head off to the greenhouse where my hardened off Snapdragons are currently at and put them in the wagon to wheel them over to the cut garden.
Single, 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 multiple branches. Go into the garden and I'm gonna get planted.
I place my Snapdragons about a foot away from the sweet peas that are along the back fence. For my single-stemmed Snapdragons, I place them about 6 inches to a foot apart. I'm erring on the side of a foot. And because I'm extra, I use a tape measure to double check.
Okay, so we are all spaced out here. I spaced them out between about 6 and 12 inches. On the instructions on the seed packet and growing information from Johnny's Seeds, it says you want to space them between 4 and 12 inches. Especially for the ones that are branching, you want at least 12 inches. So I've got between 6 and 12 on these single ones. And then this next row, I'm going to come in here and plant the doubles. So I want to make sure this space is at least a foot. So when those are branching, we don't have too many colliding. Now the next step is I'm going to dig these holes, put some biotone fertilizer in there to give them an extra good start, and then we're done. Also real quick, this may be helpful to know, I am growing the Madame Butterfly Red. Hopefully you can see that. And I think Madame Butterfly Bronze, my ID tag game, wasn't very good this year as a rookie flower grower, so we'll kind of be surprised with the other half, but isn't this red just luscious? Give me all the deep dark tones. I'll take them all day.
The first hole is dug, biotone is in there, and this is what the plant looks like before I put it into the hole. Grown from seed. Look at those roots. When it's done, the rest will follow. Here's my planting process. Public gardening service announcement. It is best to use adult-sized gardening tools. I used my 1-year-old son's that my mother got for his first birthday, and they broke on me. But I just traded it in for the children's size spade since I couldn't find my own. So, just make it work.
Okay, we're all planted here. To recap, all these beauties were started from seed a couple months ago. Then I started to fertilize them with Nature's Harvest organic fertilizer after they sprouted. Then after they were tall enough, I would say 2 to 3 inches, I moved them outside into the greenhouse to start hardening them off. After several weeks in there, I started to bring them out during the day when it was warm enough and sunny enough to get used to the elements of outdoors like wind, etc. And then after that, I just recently, within the past week, started leaving them out overnight instead of in the greenhouse, so they're completely hardened off. And now they're in their final home, resting here and looking fabulous. So I'm gonna give these a nice hearty drink of water, and then they're good to go. So good luck with your snapdragons in your cut flower garden. I hope this was maybe a little bit helpful, or if you're just coming along for the ride, we'll see how they do. Thanks, have a great weekend. Bye.